I feel like making someone else do some work for a while. So let's look at Symfony's code generation tools. The first thing we need our app to do is let users create, view, update, and delete events. In other words, we need a CRUD for the event entity. Want to use Doctrine to generate a CRUD? Yeah, there's a console command for that, Doctrine generate CRUD. This inquisitive command first wants to know which entity we need a CRUD for. Answer with that shortcut entity alias name that we've been seeing, event bundle event. Say yes to the write actions, YAML for the configuration format, and use the default /event route prefix. Then finish up. Ah crap, red errors. It's okay. Copy the code into the routing.yaml of our event bundle. The generation tasks tried to put this in there for us, but we already had something in this file, so it panicked. We now know this is a routing import, which loads a brand new event.yaml file. Let's run the router debug command to make sure these are being loaded. Check out the main app config routing.yaml file. It's still only importing the one file from the event bundle. But once we're in that file, we're of course free to organize routes into even more files and import those. That's what's happening with event.yaml. It holds all the routes for the new event controller. Don't go crazy, but when you have a lot of routes, splitting them into multiple files is a good way to keep things sane. Oh, and when we import another file, the key, like event bundle _ event, is completely meaningless. Make it whatever you want. But the key for an actual route is important. It becomes its internal name. We'll use it later when we generate links. Enough with routing. Head to the /event page to see this in action. I know we got Apache set up in the last chapter, but I'm going to continue using the built-in PHP web server and access the site at localhost :8000. Whoa, that's ugly. But it does work. We can add, view, update, and delete events. Easy. Let's peek at some of the code. The generated controller is like a cheat sheet for how to do common things, like form processing, deleting entities, redirecting, and showing a 404 page. For example, show action uses the ID from its route to query for an event object. If one isn't found, it sends the user to a 404 page by calling create not found exception and throwing the result. This helper function is just a shortcut to create a very specific type of exception object that causes a 404 page. If we do find an event, it's passed to the template and rendered. Take a few minutes to look through the other parts of the controller. I mean it. I know this all works, but the ugly is killing me. I created a custom version of each of the CRUD template files while you were looking through the controller. You can find these in the resources directory of the code download for this screencast. I already moved that directory from the code download into my project. If you think that the new template files probably extended a layout file, gold star. But I can't make it that easy. Instead of extending the base.html.twig file we're familiar with, each extends event bundle : layout.html.twig. Let's create this template. The middle piece of the three-part template syntax is missing, which tells us that this will live directly in the resources views directory of our bundle, and not in a subdirectory. Inside the new template, simply extend base.html.twig. Now we have a template hierarchy. Index.html.twig extends layout.html.twig, which extends base.html.twig. This is awesome, because all the new templates extend layout.html.twig. So if we want to override a block for all of our event pages, we can do that right here. Let's try it. Set the title block to events. Now we have a better default page title for every event page. Of course, we can still override the title block in any child template. Template inheritance, you're awesome. This 3-level inheritance is definitely not required. Keep things simple if you can. But if you have many slightly different sections on your site, it might be perfect. Look back at the routing.yaml file in our bundle. You're smart, so you probably already saw the prefix key and guess that this prefix is all the imported route URLs with /event. This is a nice little feature. Now kill it! With this gone, the events will show up on the home page. Remove the /event from the URL in your browser to see it.